So I thought I'd talk about depression. I know it's always been a topic that I've brought up a lot on this channel, but as a side note, a lot of them got deleted from the channel because there were videos where I was covered in cuts and I was on the verge of having a breakdown, and I didn't want my followers to see me like that, and if you had to see me like that, then I do apologise. Depression is one of those emotions that is different to everyone, and a lot of people have always said, oh, I've been in the same position, or you need to get over it, and being told these kind of statements, in my opinion, is complete garbage. Like, no one is ever in the same situation, or has been through the exact same situation as someone who lives with it, or has been through it. And you can't really say, well, I was depressed for a certain amount of time, and then I got over it, so you can get over it. It depends, because if you have a chemical imbalance that is wrong with your brain, you can't seem to change it, but you can also have things that can alter the way it happens, or what to do when a certain situation occurs like that. But other people always say, oh, well, I got over it, so can you. Now, I've had my moments in life where I don't want to carry on anymore. I didn't want to go to college, I didn't eat, sleep, or drink half the time. And when I did, it was either too much or too little. I had the moments where the second I got home, I was on my PC for about an hour or so. Then when I got in, at about 6 PM, I fell asleep until I woke back up at about 2 in the morning, and then I would be all night just staring out my bedroom window until I had to be ready to go to college. And I just didn't want to do anything, and I couldn't respond to anyone who messaged me for about a week. The thing about depression is that a lot of people talk about what they do to cope. There's the cutting, the drugs, the alcohol, but people sometimes don't talk about the times where you just lay in bed just trying to sleep it all off, or being in a comatose state thinking of what to do with everything, or not wanting to do anything at all. Just staring off into blankness thinking that the bleakness of life is just always a common thing that you're always going to know as an individual who suffers from depression, or suffers from anxiety and everything else that halts them as a person, and halts them from being able to get better at something that they want to do. Now, a lot of people know about me, and I've tried a lot of times to take my own life because honestly I didn't see the point anymore. I didn't want to grow up and get a job, go to college, or apply for university because I didn't want twice as much stress as I already had. And I wasn't ready to let go of being free. I didn't want to do work because it wasn't the case of being lazy, it was because of the fact that I didn't have the energy to do anything and everything seemed pointless to me. I felt alone with all my friends. I felt like the outsider in a group of friends I've hung out with since I started college, and I didn't always fit in. I always felt like people hated me, and I know deep down they didn't, but there's always just a part of my brain that always thought, Ethan, if you speak one little thing, these people are going to hate you for the rest of the day, or they're not going to talk to you at all, and you might as well just fucking go home and go to sleep. Then things changed. I decided I need to fix myself on my own. I cut myself off from those group of people and only spoke to true and personal friends that I've been able to get along with on a real level. Then when I did this, I did start to feel better. I changed my personality also, I expressed emotions differently, and I took a different approach to situations. And it did actually work. Like, I tried. If I was sad, I was going to embrace the fact I was sad. I was going to be like, yeah, this sadness is going to help me get something done. It's going to make me do something. I know it's not motivating, but it was something that I was like, well, okay, I'm depressed, and I'm going to take my depression, and I'm going to use it to make something. And I did. And I drew, or I wrote, or I sang, or I did something. I made videos, you know? So, it was easier to do it, you know? Then when I did this, I did start to feel better. I changed my personality also, you know? Like, the thing is, I really did. I tried being more upfront with people, and when it came down to flirting, I tried to be more different than I did, you know? And I met the most important person in my life, and it was my girlfriend. I was content and I was happy with what I had again. And she did help me, and she does help me. She tries to be more grown up. She encourages me to get things done, such as getting my bank account sorted, and now I'm soon to be going to university, and hopefully I'll have a bank account soon. But I'm not really trying to get a message across, but if I had one, it would be just to keep up hope, no matter how hopeless it seemed. You need to cut off toxic people from your life. If they let you down or make you feel awful, you have to get out of there. It may seem painful to start off with, but you find out that once they're gone, you can meet new and better people. And a link to the topic of toxicity within people can be found in the description. Just know that there are people who you can talk to, people that will listen and try to empathise with you. It could be a friend, a teacher, or an actual professional. It's not shameful to get help. You as a human have right to seek and get help. You need to be for yourself sometimes, and that's okay. And I hope people listen to this video, even though it seems pointless, but it's just been whizzing through my head lately, and I thought I'd be able to get out like this. So, to those who listened, thank you. And I just want to let you know that people can change, people do change. And you realise friends aren't always the best, and you notice that they might not even need you. And yeah, I understand that getting away from people might be a bit bad for your health, because obviously lack of communication can actually alter a person. But that doesn't really matter, depending on if you want to be personal to yourself and you want to actually think, you know, I can do better, I can do something. Go for a walk at about 4 in the morning, as long as you've got keys back into your house. Obviously, I learned that the hard way. Go for a walk somewhere. Just take in the sights and the sounds of the empty streets. What do you see? that other people don't see, you know? When people are in bed and you notice that there could be wildlife walking around when people are in bed. Or you notice, why are people out so late? Where are people going at like 2 in the morning? Because you still see cars going around. They're probably going to McDonald's or something. But at least they're doing something, you know? And the streets will be still alive. Go to like bridges and just look at the highway or something. And just look at how empty it is. And then you start to realise for yourself, I know it may seem like things are empty, but it's peaceful. You know, and you need to learn to get rid of all the feelings that have been bottled up and express them in ways that other people would do. You know, like write a song and write poetry or read or do anything that sort of gets you away from being depressed. And I love you all, you know, for trying to do things like that. And I really appreciate all the help my friends gave me when I was in that bad time when I thought, I'm not going to get out of this. I'm really not going to get out of this alive. But they did, you know, they helped me out, and I still managed to get there. And I appreciate every single friend I have, and the friends that have stayed with me through college as well, even though I was such a fucking pain to deal with. But yeah, I thought I'd just tell you guys a little bit about how I've experienced depression. And I know I haven't really gone into much detail of it in this video, but I've just been able to say, this is what happened to me when I was depressed. I don't want people to go through it, even though someone will go through it, and it's pretty scary to think of, but people do care. Talk to someone, please.